you, welcome back to my channel. So my last few videos about Asonta and Raneka, I had tried to speculate who the auntie may be, but I already forgot that I'm pretty sure the auntie has already exposed herself, aka the other girl that Asonta's messing with on the side. So remember after he passed away, this one girl came out and she said that she was filming with Asonta, and I thought that was probably another girl he had on the side, but now that I'm taking a deeper look into her, she's the same exact age as who the PI is claiming the auntie is, and the timeline she was sharing about filming with him matches up with what we are seeing now. So after he passed away, I shared this in one of my past videos, how she's like, look, you know, it's such a blessing to meet you and film with you. Our season hasn't even been released. And she's not referring to it as Raneka and Asonta's season. She's referring to it as Q and Asonta's season. So then after Asonta passed away, you know, that other girl came out and said that she was dating him and that she's 5 months pregnant at the time when he passed. Then after she came forward, a few other females came forward, like it's a big competition on who was closer to Asonta and who was his #1 girl. So Q, who's the girl who filmed with him, she said, ladies, stop trying to be in competition with each other and let that man enter the heaven gates in peace. Remember, we are born into sin and no one is perfect. So yes, sometimes some of our deepest secrets are revealed when we die, but to be upset with others involved in those secrets is pointless. Nobody was his wife, so at the end of the day, nobody should be judging the next. I remember when my son's father was unalive, so many females were popping up and full of drama even at the funeral. It was totally disgusting, disrespectful, and not caused for. I remember my son looking at me like, what is going on? And all I could do is silently pray in my head for strength to stay calm, not only for me, but my son and his grandmother. We have to learn to control our emotions because nobody is perfect and everyone has secrets. I had to get this off my chest because I see this a lot when people pass. New significant others, baby mamas, baby daddies, wives, and husbands we never knew of. But this is life, and to act ignorant in front of these kids and family members who's trying to grieve is ridiculous. And then she tagged Asonta and she said, you were loved by so many, and may your children and family continue to have peace and love in their heart. Meanwhile, Asonta's girlfriend that was pregnant with his son when he passed away, she only has 3 months left to go before their son legacy is here. So now let's talk about this last episode. So Raneka and her best friend were sitting down with the private investigator trying to get the tea on Asonta. So the private investigator asked Raneka, like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to call the hotel and act like I'm the manager and try to ask her if she needs sheets to try to confirm if they're actually at the hotel? Or do you want me to call her number directly? So Raneka was so excited that she told him to go ahead and call Asonta's other girl directly on her cell phone. And I think that was a terrible idea, and that decision is going to come back and haunt them later. So he calls the auntie on her cell phone, and I would have already been suspicious if the alleged hotel manager was calling me on my cell phone, because most hotels have hotel room phones, and that's usually how the hotel clerks and the management communicates with them. So he calls up the other girl's cell phone from his cell phone and acts like he's the hotel manager. He's like, hey, do you guys need some towels? Do you need some sheets? And then he's like, oh yeah, and by the way, how's your guest doing? Which I would have been suspicious and side-eyeing when somebody asked me that if I was in that position. And then he said, yeah, so how's he doing? And he says, okay, I'm just trying to see, are you guys checking out tonight? She's like, no, we're going to be here for another 3 more weeks. So he's like, oh, my bad. And then he gets off the phone with her. And he's like, okay, score. He thinks that's one step ahead for them because now they know that the auntie is staying at the hotel. But they don't know what hotel room she's in. So I don't know how they're going to go about that. I guess they're just going to like stake out the hotel until they see her or Asonta come out. But right now, they don't even know what the auntie looks like. He didn't show any pictures of the auntie. Neither one of them know what the auntie looks like. So even if they staked out the hotel, they wouldn't know how to recognize her unless they actually saw her with Asonta. So the PI was like, okay, look, we got a couple options. So we can actually pull up and stake out the hotel and see what's going on, see if we can locate them together. or we can go ahead and revoke the bond and you can go ahead and get your $3,000 back and move on. The PI says he knows a whole bunch of bounty hunters, and all it will take is one phone call and he can have somebody looking up and figuring out where Asonta is and going and snatching him up and taking him right back to the county jail that he came from. So Raneka said that she wants to go ahead and pull up at the hotel and see if he's actually with the auntie first. And it's like she keeps acting like she needs to figure out if he's with the auntie before she can make her mind up if she's done with the situation. But she shouldn't have to wait to figure out if he's with the auntie to decide that, because him dipping out at 5:30 in the morning and going ghost for days and not even answering your phone calls, that should be enough for you to keep it pushing and be done with him. And it didn't even take the man 9 hours of being out of prison before he ran off with another female and cheat on you. And that's why I said in my last video, this should be a lesson learned that you got to give it a free trial run before you just jump head first into something like this, because she would have found out the first day how he was if she would have did this before making such big commitments. So then the PI was like, okay, so we're gonna go pull up on Asonta, and the PI is talking to the producers and the cameraman, and he's doing like a little confessional talking about their plans. And then all of a sudden we hear Raneka in the background, and she's popping off and she's screaming, and it's pretty obvious who she's talking to. So the cameramen run full speed. They're running like they're the cameramen, you know, like on the Maury show, like when they say, oh, he's not the father, and they start chasing the guys as they run off the stage, or the baby mamas. That's how they were running. They were ready for some action. They were just like, oh yeah, forget the interview with the PI. We're gonna go see what the tea is over here. So Raneka was on the phone with Asonta, and she's cussing out Asonta, screaming at him. She's not even asking any of the questions she should be asking him because she's so upset at the time. And he just tells her to shut up and told her she was acting like a loony. And meanwhile, the PI, he's in the corner. He's just eating this up. He loves the drama. You can tell. And he's like, oh, this feels like when I used to go out on bounties. He was loving every single minute of it. I wouldn't mind seeing him like as a staple character, because I love that PI. He had some really good personality. And some people were saying he needs to team up with Yolanda, Indy's mom, and they need to make a show like hunting down criminals, and like she'll do the arresting and he'll do the investigating. And that would be some good tea right there. Shoot, they collab with Love After Lockup, they would have a never-ending amount of people that they could go do bounties on. So Raneka's in there cussing out Asonta. He told her she's acting delusional and acting like a loony, just gaslighting her. And she's screaming at him. He hangs up. She calls back. She's screaming at him some more. And then her phone dies. So the private investigator, he's looking at his phone. He looks shocked. So the producers are like, okay, what's going on? And I guess when the private investigator called the girlfriend, aka the auntie, whatever she is, from his phone earlier, she decided to text his phone. And she's like, you know what? I know that you're playing on my phone. Remind me so much of Ty when she said that line. But she said, I know you're playing on my phone. I know you're up to something, because first of all, the hotel don't even give towels or anything like that. And then, of course, you know, it's not really good timing either when all of a sudden she gets a suspicious phone call. And then right after that, Raneka's calling Asonta, cussing them out. So it wasn't hard for her to put two and two together. And that's why I think it was a big mistake. Like, why would you even want the girlfriend to have your personal number as a PI? Well, I'm sure he probably has a side phone. But he should have called the hotel and asked, hey, do you have so-and-so, since he has her full name? And then they could have just connected him through the room line, and then that could have just been the same confirmation that she's at the hotel, and it would have looked a little less suspicious that way. So the PI told Raneka's best friend that it's probably best that she goes home, because he doesn't want to have any more liabilities than he already has pulling up on the auntie and Asonta, because that's already a potential dangerous situation, and he doesn't know what's gonna pop off. So Raneka's all excited. I guess we're gonna see them pull up in the next episode. So that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Check out my lashes and cosmetics at AccordingtoAmber.com. You can use my code Amber and get free shipping on all orders over $35. The free shipping offer is only for people in the United States, and here's a few different people wearing my age 109 lashes. So check that if you're interested. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.